Luke 23, Mark 15, Matthew 27. Then the whole assembly of them brought Jesus before Pilate. They began to accuse him, saying, "We found this man misleading our nation, saying that he himself is Messiah Christ, a king." Then Pilate said to the chief priests and the crowds, "I find no guilt in this man." When Pilate learned that Jesus belonged to Herod's jurisdiction, he sent him to Herod. Pilate summoned the chief priests, the leaders, and the people, and said, "Having examined him in your presence, I have found no guilt in this man regarding the charges which you accuse him. Neither has Herod, for he sent him back to us. Clearly he has done nothing to deserve death." But they cried out all together, saying, "Take away this man and release for us Barabbas, who was in prison for murder." Pilate, wanting to release Jesus, addressed them again. But they kept on shouting, "Crucify, crucify him." They led Jesus away. Two others who were criminals also were being led away to be put to death with him. When they came to the place called the Skull, Calvary, there they crucified him along with the criminals, one on the right and the other on the left. But Jesus was saying, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." And they cast lots, dividing up his garments among themselves. There was also an inscription above Jesus, "This is the King of the Jews." One of the criminals hanging there was hurling abuse at Jesus. But the other answered, "Do you not even fear God? We are receiving what we deserve for our deeds, but this man has done nothing wrong." And he was saying, "Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom." Jesus said to him, "Truly I say to you, today you shall be with me in paradise." At the 9th hour, 3 o'clock, Jesus cried out with a loud voice, "Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani," which is translated, my God, why have you forsaken me?" And Jesus, crying out with a loud voice, said, "Father, into your hands I commit my spirit." Having said this, he breathed his last. Jesus uttered a loud cry and breathed his last. And the veil of the temple was torn in two from top to bottom. When the centurion, who was standing right in front of him, saw the way he breathed his last, he said, "Truly, this man was the Son of God." There were also some women looking on from a distance, among them Mary Magdalene, and Mary, the mother of James the Less, and Joseph, and Salome. When Jesus was in Galilee, they followed him and ministered to him. It was the preparation day, that is, the day before the Sabbath. Joseph of Arimathea, a prominent member of the Sanhedrin council, who himself was waiting for the kingdom of God, asked Pilate for the body of Jesus. Joseph took Jesus down, wrapped him in linen cloth, and laid him in a tomb, which had been hewn out in the rock. And he rolled a stone against the entrance of the tomb. Joseph laid Jesus in a tomb cut into the rock, where no one had ever been placed. Mary Magdalene and Mary, the mother of Joseph, were looking on to see where he was laid. Then they returned and prepared spices and perfumes, and they rested on the Sabbath according to the commandment. The next day, which followed the preparation day, the chief priests and the Pharisees gathered before Pilate and said, "Sir, we remember that while this deceiver was still alive, he said, 'After 3 days I will rise again.' Therefore, give orders that the tomb be made secure until the 3rd day. Otherwise, his disciples may come, steal him, and tell the people he has been raised from the dead." "You have a guard of soldiers," Pilate told them. "Go and make it as secure as you know how." Then they went and made the tomb secure by sealing the stone and setting the guard.